Okay, here we are, episode two of this four-part mini-series all about the four seasons of the customer journey. Last week, we talked about spring, the season of discovery, when your potential clients or customers first realize they have a problem to fix or a goal they want to achieve. If you missed it, make sure you check out episode 20 so you can catch up on all the spring happenings. But today we are going to dive into summer. Summer on the customer journey is very happening, it is very active, and that's when your potential customer becomes aware of you. So they already knew they had a problem they wanted to fix or a goal they wanted to achieve. Now they've started to realize that you might be that potential solution, and they are starting to engage with you, to have interactions with you, to really pay attention to what you have to say. And they're starting to lean into your emails, your Instagram appearance, your podcast episodes, for example. They're curious and they're excited because they might be coming closer to that actual decision process. Summer is all about engagement and getting to know that customer and inviting them into your world. So in this phase, your potential customer is likely subscribed to your email list. If you have one, that's the case. If you don't have one, make sure you start growing that list, because email marketing is still the most reliable income source, because you're not relying on algorithms and other people's platforms to present you to the right audience, right? So they're subscribed to your emails. They are reading your emails. They are likely attending any free webinars that you have, any free challenges. If you're hosting summits, they're coming to those. They're listening to your podcast. They're trying to binge listen to you and really get a good feel of your consistency. So whether you are someone who consistently delivers on your promises and someone they can picture themselves investing in. And eventually that looks like filling in a contact form or booking a call with you, filling in an application form, something like that. So in summer, people are not just browsing anymore. They are actively engaging with your content. They are immersing themselves into everything you have to offer, and they are nudging closer to a decision with every touch point they have with you. And as much as it might feel like a slow burn, particularly in 2025, they're taking a lot longer to make up their mind because there is so much noise out there. Society, the world is crazy. So they're just preoccupied with a lot of things. And while it might seem like this process goes on forever, if you're warming them up properly, if you are serving them the right content, then each of those touch points is doing its job and is going to nudge them closer to making a decision whenever they're ready to move into that next season of the customer journey. Summer is really important because this is where your dream customer, the person perfectly positioned to buy from you, goes from, yes, I've got a problem, to, oh my God, Nadine is the one. I need to work with her. I need her to fix all my problems. The engagement piece is super important. If you're not doing it the right way, if you are, for example, pushing a sale too early, and if your messaging is off and not specific enough, then that interest can fizzle as well. So it's really important to know exactly who your customer is so you can lean into them in this summer period and nudge them closer to that decision-making point. It's about showing up consistently, as making people feel seen and supported and giving them what they need to hear to have every bit of confidence in your abilities, in that you are going to be consistent and not just disappear on them, and that their dollars are well spent with you, right? So now let's look at some quick tips that you can walk away with to make your summer season a smashing success. If you're a service provider, I would totally come up with a nurture sequence that primes your dream customer to be ready to work with you one-on-one. And part of that nurture flow should be an email where they find out about you, the person behind the brand, and what makes you tick. So really infusing personality, personal touches, and connection points where people can totally go, oh my God, I resonate with that. Like, I'm a mom of three. I wear far too many hats. So that's totally like we're on the same wavelength. It could be a personal story where you were in a similar situation, or you find something that they are struggling with, frustrating, just as much as they do. So some helpful story that again puts you on the same page. Use this nurturing sequence to help people get to know you rather than just your services. They need to feel like they know the person behind the brand. They totally relate with your opinions and attitudes and your approach to business and life. And they need to feel confident that you can get the successes you got for other people for them as well. If you are a course creator, I would totally look at delivering some sort of mini result that goes beyond the lead magnet wins people signed up for. You could offer a special micro audit that people can claim and request based on behavior they've shown. If you wanted to pre-qualify people, that could look like people who actually clicked on the lead magnet, people who visited certain pages that you've linked up in the welcome sequence, so people who are engaged with the content you've sent them, and then present them with this option to have a mini interaction with you, and again have them look at you as the expert they would love to learn from. It could also be a curated email pathway or email funnel based on their needs. That could be a little quiz or decisioning tool that you build into the welcome sequence after the lead magnet that then, based on their behavior, points them towards the most suitable course or program to help them fix those problems. It could also involve a interactive calculator that demonstrates the trade-offs of not investing in your programs, if you can't picture what that looks like. In my recent founding member launch for Retention Lab, I actually incorporated an interactive sales page calculator. So on that page, this calculator had little levers people could drag to adjust the numbers. So if they, for example, doubled the amount of times that one customer bought from them, what would happen to their bottom line across the lifetime of that customer? If that customer spent slightly more, so let's say $50 more per order, what would that look like and how would it impact their bottom line? And if their customer bought from them for 3 years rather than just 1 year, what would that look like? So people could actually experience the impact of my retention strategies. They could play around with the numbers. They could see that bottom line and the customer lifetime value grow and shrink as they adjusted those levers. And that can totally be applied for your course. So if you're a productivity coach, for example, and one of your strategies can save people 6 hours every week, how can you incorporate this sales calculator to help people understand that for every template in your membership or in your course, that is an incremental savings of however many hours? It's all about showing rather than telling. And it is a super powerful strategy that's worked a treat in my launch as well. It helped people picture and visualize what the impact could be if they just supported their existing customers more. And it's been so popular that it's coming to Retention Lab in August as a brand new formula. And I'm super excited to explore some clever use cases with my members. So last but not least, my tip for membership site owners, creating an email series or one-off email that really shares member wins, behind the scenes snippets, or an email that really helps people understand how they specifically could see wins. So at this point, we're in summer. We're still not ready to sell to them. It's about building familiarity, as I said. One great way to do this, for example, is a case study. So if you have a member who is super engaged, has seen amazing results from being inside the membership. If you're a podcast host, you can totally invite them onto your podcast to share their firsthand experience and their case study. That's actually something I did in episode 14, where Retention Lab member Brooke Henry shared her amazing results from a challenge she hosted earlier in the year and how the strategies we brainstormed have supported her to get there. You can also, if you're not a podcast host, totally write a blog post, case study, or have your member record a little video where they just speak to camera that you can then share with your audience. Having your members tell potential customers and potential members that they are seeing awesome results is much, much stronger than you pushing a sell and you telling people how amazing your membership is. So to sum it up, summer on the customer journey is really all about curiosity and turning that curiosity into deeper connections and ultimately something that can foster long-term relationships. The purpose of summer is to nudge people towards autumn, where we are ready to make a decision. If you want to have a look at your summer brand touch points, I invite you to take an email, a resource, a check-in point on your current summer customer journey step, and have a look how you can make it more personal, more helpful, or alternatively more conversational to really start building those deeper connections. Next week, we are diving into autumn, the decision season, and we are going to look at practical ways to help your customers feel totally ready and totally confident to say yes to working with you, whether that's one-on-one, inside your courses or programs, or inside your membership. And we're going to look at ways that help them do that with clarity and confidence rather than you pressuring them to do just that. So thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss the remaining 2 seasons in this mini series. And if you love this concept, please share it with anyone in your circle who might benefit from practical ways to maximize the 4 seasons of the customer journey. I will chat to you next week. See you then.